Hey guys, Wally here. And in celebration of James Gunn's Suicide Squad, a movie about a bunch of criminal delinquents being forced by one angry black chick to pretty much save the world from Starro the Conqueror, aka the Justice League's first supervillain, a bunch of film critics and reviewers that I do not know personally, such as primarily Nando V Movies, have decided to make a sort of collaboration compilation video essay about various villainous scenes in various different mediums, such as comic books, movies, and video games and TV shows. And the point of the collaboration is, in a sense, to analyze a particular villainous scene within that particular franchise or show that the YouTuber likes and feels like it needs to be discussed. And so today I feel like talking about a villainous scene from one of my favorite Marvel TV shows, Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and to discuss my favorite villain pretty much of all of fiction, if I'm going to over-exaggerate. No, I'm not exaggerating. He is my favorite villain in the entirety of fiction, simply known as Dr. Victor Von Doom. So to analyze this scene, what's going on particularly is right now the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Hero TV show is handling the Skrull arc. And if you don't know who the Skrulls are basically an invasive alien empire that shapeshifts into pretty much whatever they can possibly shapeshift. And they choose to invade planets by disguising themselves as various people, either random citizens or maybe much more influential members of that said planet. They pretty much have beef with almost every other intergalactic empire in the Marvel Universe, primarily the Kree Empire, which are their arch rivals. And so as of right now, in this particular scene, they are invading the Earth, and Tony Stark, also known as the Invincible Iron Man, has no idea how to stop them and how to find them and how to defeat them. And here comes your boy, your main guy, the greatest villain of all time, Dr. Doom, bursting through his door like a fucking maniac, and he just straight up throws hands with Iron Man for seemingly no particular reason. And then after Iron Man thoroughly gets his ass handed to by Dr. Doom basically explains why he came to Iron Man's door in the first place, which is to basically aid and assist the Avengers in fighting the Skrulls. But here's the problem. See, most villains, when they have to team up with the hero, they in a sense have to drop certain more negative and villainous aspects of themselves in order to aid the hero. And a lot of times, you know, TV shows, movies, and comic books use this opportunity of this team up, this hero-villain team-up, in order to either bring out the better side of the villain and to potentially make that villain much more either sympathetic or eventually bring that villain to the good side, or it's to bring the hero and to understand and to make the hero a bit more darker, to see the more darker sides of the hero, and could even potentially make the hero join sides with the villain, even though that is a bit more rare than you know, making the villain more sympathetic. But this scene doesn't do that. That's why I love this scene so much, and that's why I love Dr. Doom so much. See, Dr. Doom does not change a bit. He does not drop anything that makes Dr. Doom Dr. Doom. And for those of you who do not know, Dr. Doom is the dictator of the fictional European country Latveria, which sounds very similar to a real-life country in Eastern Europe. I think it's also called Latvia, or it's called Latvia. No, it's Latvia. Latvia is the real-life country, and Latveria is the fictional country that Dr. Doom ruled and that he used to, you know, be a citizen of. And in a sense, Dr. Doom is not just simply content with being the king/dictator, which, if you really think about it, all kings are dictators. He's not just content with being the supreme ruler of just one small country in Eastern Europe. He wants to take over the entire world. And the Skrulls are kind of getting in the way of that because the Skrulls are trying to take over the entire world as well. And so here's the thing. Dr. Doom has a massive fucking penis. I mean, a massive ego. And his huge ego pretty much cannot bring himself to attempt to defeat the Skrulls on his own. He has the intellect to do so, and he says so himself when Iron Man confronts him on that, but he refuses to actually do it himself because he believes that being in the position of defeating the main bad guys is completely beneath him.
So now what? You gonna fight them with me?
That would be beneath me. Such chores are what people like you are for.
And like I said, it's not like Dr. Doom needs them for help. He says it himself.
Make your little key work.
Doom needs no one.
See, Dr. Doom was intelligent enough to be able to create a device capable of reverting the Skrulls back to their true form so they won't be able to shapeshift and manipulate and trick people anymore. And you gotta think about that for a second. These alien invaders that pretty much nobody on Earth in this universe knows of and knows about in depth, they don't understand the physiology. All they know is that they're invading and that they're able to disguise themselves. Yet Dr. Doom is able to figure out the alien physiology in order to be able to revert it. When you think about that for a second, he's right. He does not need anyone's help. It's just beneath him. And that, to me, makes Dr. Doom a great villain. And this scene, this one villainous scene, truly shows that Dr. Villain isn't your ordinary villain. He's a mad villain. If you get what I mean. Rest in peace, Daniel Damau, aka MF Doom. So anyway, to wrap it up, follow me on Newgrounds at toonscapestudios.com. I mainly want you guys to follow me there on Newgrounds, toonscapestudios.com, right? Well, not .com. Toonscape Studios. Just follow me there on Newgrounds. That's where I host my animation, and that's where I'm going to be spending most of my time on the internet. And also, if you want to see, more interesting artwork or any updates regarding any of my comics or any of my animations or hell, even any of my YouTube videos, then subscribe to me on this brand new platform for artists known as Artful. Link in the description below. And so, yeah, just subscribe to me on those two platforms primarily. And if you want, you can also subscribe to my DeviantArt, which is also, the links are in the description below. And the links are not only in the description, but they're also in my bio. So subscribe to all of those, and I will greatly appreciate it. Hell, I'll even do you a favor. Any favor. Like, nothing is off the table. Hey, what if you give them a blowjob? Well, I mean, well, anything for those subs, I guess. Right, guys? Anyway, goodbye, comrades.